me, brother. And guys, welcome to another edition of Fast Facts. Today we're going to be talking about Avengers Endgame. So here we go. Endgame was directed by the Russo brothers and is presently the highest grossing film at the box office ever, and is the only movie to hit $1 billion in its first weekend. It also broke the record for opening night Thursday ticket sales with 60 million, edging out The Force Awakens' previous record of 57 million. The budget for the star-studded film was $356 million, which is actually not the highest of any Marvel movie ever. That title actually shockingly goes to Age of Ultron. That being said, the movie was filmed back-to-back with Infinity War over the course of 200 days. Infinity War had its own budget of $316 million, making the grand total for the two-part finale at $672 million. It was Marvel's 22nd film, and contrary to common sense, is not the final film of Phase 3. That title actually goes to Spider-Man: Far From Home. Nebula and Tony have been lost in space for 22 days. This is a nod to it being the 22nd film. When the first trailer for the film dropped, it was titled Marvel Studios' Avengers Official Trailer, so that fans got to experience the title of the film as part of the trailer. Prior to that moment, the Russo brothers tweeted a photo captioned, "Look hard." Looking back, fans have been able to decipher the set spells out Endgame. The now iconic line, "I love you 3000," was actually something one of Robert Downey Jr.'s actual children had said to him, and the Russo brothers loved it so much, they used it. Truly her father's daughter, she one-ups Tony, who says,
"Love you tons."
She says, "I love you 3,000, a ton is 2,000, so she does love him more." Not that it's a contest or anything. RDJ also sets the record in this film for the most number of appearances as the same hero in a series with 10, edging out Hugh Jackman, who of course played Wolverine. Although if you count post-credit scenes, Nick Fury actually has 12. Even though Captain Marvel was released in theaters before Endgame, the scene where Carol meets the rest of the Avengers was her first day portraying the character. On that note, Evangeline Lilly and Paul Rudd were filming Endgame and Ant-Man and the Wasp at the same time. In Cap's support group above the stage, there is a sign that says, "For God and Country," in memorial to Chaplain Matthew Haggerty. Matt Haggerty is a second assistant director of both Infinity War and Endgame. The creator of the character of Thanos, Jim Starlin, makes a brief cameo in the same scene, as well as co-director of the film, Joe Russo. Joe's two daughters, Ava and Leah, also make cameos as Hawkeye's daughter, Lila Barton, and one of the fans getting the Hulk's autograph. And the two girls were the only two cast members to see the movie prior to the film's official premiere. Scott Lang's storage unit number is 616, which is the universe number for the main continuity of the Marvel comic universe. The town of New Asgard, where Rocket and the Hulk find Thor, is Tonsberg, Norway. This is the same town where the Tesseract was stored and found by Red Skull in Captain America: The First Avenger. In Hank Pym's lab from 1970, you can spot a first iteration of the Ant-Man helmet. This is a nod to how it looked during early appearances in the comics. Korg, who is voiced by Thor Ragnarok director Taika Waititi, can be seen wearing the same pineapple Hawaiian shirt that Waititi wore while promoting Ragnarok. There's actually an extra layer of humor to the line, "One side there, Lebowski," which is of course a reference to the Dude from The Great Lebowski, because that character was played by Jeff Bridges, who also played Obadiah Stane in Iron Man. After Okoye reports an underwater earthquake, many speculated this could be a reference to Marvel's underwater hero, Namor. However, the writers of the film have confirmed this was unintentional. Yeah, well, we'll see. Also, available for casting in case anyone's looking for something. The beer that Thor is drinking is from a Georgia brewery called Creature Comforts. This is a nod to where the movie was filmed and also Joe Russo's favorite brewery. When Natasha, Steve, and Scott go to try and convince Tony to help with the time heist, Natasha is wearing a necklace with an arrow on it. This is a nod to Clint, who at this point is still a rogue. In a deleted scene, we see that Tony and Pepper own an alpaca named Gerald.
First of all, Gerald is our alpaca.
Why would they cut that? When Tony and Steve travel back in time to the military base, Steve's hat fittingly features captain's bars. Two larger actors make unexpected appearances in the movie that you might have wondered why they were there. Both of these actors actually are in the show Community, which the Russo brothers directed. The first is Ken Jeong playing the security guard at the storage facility Ant-Man is in, and the second is Yvette Nicole Brown, who is in the elevator with Steve and Tony. The Marvel theme that plays during the opening title card of the film features only half of the instruments as a nod to the snap. Literally, I could not believe this until I heard it for myself. This is Infinity War, and this is Endgame. During Tony's funeral, there is a teenage boy present. This is Harley Keener, aka the kid from Iron Man 3. The role is even reprised by original actor Ty Simpkins. In the Avengers, Tony and Steve are having an argument where Steve says,
"You're not the guy to make the sacrifice play. To lay down on a wire and let the other guy crawl over you."
And Tony says,
Everything special about you came out of a bottle.
both characters are proven wrong in this film when Steve proves he is worthy and wields Mjolnir, and Tony... The iconic Avengers Assemble line was first teased in Age of Ultron.
Avengers!
However, the scene cuts to credits. When the snap is reversed, we finally hear it.
Avengers!
Assemble.
When the snapped Avengers return, we hear Sam say,
On your left.
this is a callback to Winter Soldier when Steve keeps running past him and saying,
Take left. Come on!
we learn Howard Stark's butler is named Jarvis, the eventual inspiration for Tony's AI, Jarvis. This Jarvis is the first actor and character in the MCU to make their debut in a television show and then cross over to a film. Edwin Jarvis was a regular character in the Agent Carter series. Morgan Stark requesting a cheeseburger at her father's funeral, and Happy's reaction is a reference to Iron Man when Tony's first request after being rescued was for an American cheeseburger.
Hogan,
What on
drive.
earth for?
Cheeseburger first.
At the end of the film, Steve famously passes off his shield to Sam. Fittingly, the actor Anthony Mackie learned the fate of his character from Chris Evans while over at his house prior to start of filming. The final dialogue between Steve and Bucky goes like this.
Don't do anything stupid till I get back.
How can I? You're taking all this stupid with you.
This is an exact reversal of the dialogue from when Bucky was heading off to war.
Don't do anything stupid until I get back.
How can I? Taking all the stupid with you.
Originally, the writing team planned to have Infinity War end with Thanos completing the gauntlet, and the snap was going to kick off Endgame. They later decided it was so much more fun to watch us all squirm for an entire year. Thank you for that. In a deleted scene, Rhodey is having a conversation with Steve about why he crashed the plane into the ice and points out a fun plot hole.
You couldn't have jumped out of the plane before you crashed it?
When characters meet Red Skull on Vormir, he states their name and their father's name, except for Clint, where it's his mother.
Clint, son of Edith.
This is a nod to the comics where Clint's father was abusive and an alcoholic. When Steve says, this is a reference to a very famous moment in the comic books when Cap says the thing and nobody could believe it. According to the Russo brothers, Groot's one line,
I'm Groot.
translates to, yes, I like knives. Howard the Duck, one of Marvel's more famous ducks, can be spotted for less than 1 second when the Ravagers show up to help fight Thanos. When Steve and Tony go back to 1970, we get to see Stan Lee's final cameo. The only hero missing from Tony's funeral is Gamora. Some theorists believe this is because when Tony snapped, he actually snapped her out of existence as well because she arrived with Thanos. The idea for showing the autographs of the original Avengers actors as the credits roll was inspired by Star Trek: The Undiscovered Country, which was also the finale for its cast. And finally, the shape that Tony ultimately uses to crack time travel is a Mobius strip, which is a shape that ends where it begins. This is a remarkable use of foreshadowing to set up the ending of the film. Iron Man himself is both the start
I am Iron Man.
and the end. And there you go, guys, for my question of the day. Are there any cool facts from Endgame that I missed? Be sure to leave them in the towel section down below. Guys, you wanna know how I talk so fast? It's thanks to cold brew. I drink it all the time. Not all the time, but like a normal amount of the time. You know, it's reasonable. Every bottle has 2 full servings in it and is available at CarlinBrothersCoffee.com. But guys, as always, thanks for watching. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you'd like some more fast facts, you can check out this video right here where we do the animated Lion King. Or if you'd like to know what we think might have happened to Gamora, you can check this video right here. But Jay, that's all I've got for you today, man. I'll see you on Tuesday.